again, and welcome back to the Well Woman podcast, where we share real, raw stories and tools on how to thrive in wellness and how to shine in your purpose. And today I have a wonderful guest with me, Erica Burnett, the CEO of Unwind and Flourish. So funny how I met you, that we were, in this wellness space together. And so today she's going to be sharing her journey into Canada and tools that she has used to help her in her journey as well. Welcome here, Erica. How are you today?
Thank you so much for having me, Tammy. It's a pleasure being here.
Yes. So, Erica, I know you're not originally from Canada, so can you tell us who is Erica, the CEO of Unwind and Flourish? Who is this lady?
Thank you for asking. So, Erica Burnett is from the beautiful island of Jamaica. And I want to describe myself as a woman that has journeyed through resilience, through healing, and also is still becoming the woman that she was created to be. And if I can also add to that, a woman of purpose. And I immigrated to Canada 8 years ago with my family. And during that period, it was a period of deep transition, not just to Canada, but also just rebuilding myself and embracing this new journey that I've taken on. Yes. And I started in the financial industry where I serve families to understand the Canadian financial system and protect their assets. So that's where I began. From there, I transitioned to entrepreneurship. And that was a part of building myself, my healing process, moving from just surviving to thriving. Because what I recognized, Temi, is that you don't necessarily have to go through trauma, through physical things, but healing really takes place also. Finding your identity, understanding yourself, knowing yourself, understanding who you were created to be, and to become that person that you were created to be. And that's where I found myself no longer just wanting the regular, because I knew that there was more in me. And that was a way of rebuilding myself.
Wow. So I hear you said you came with your family. So is that your husband, children? How many children?
So, yes, that's with my beautiful children. They're 12 years old and 18 years old, and my handsome husband.
Oh, wow. Okay. Handsome husband.
That's
Nice.
right.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So, how was the transition for all of you? Because I know, like, just picking up children, and uprooting your life. Obviously, you had a life back in Jamaica. What prompted that move?
I began, I, well, I would say that my healing process began whilst in Jamaica. And we came to the point, and it's just funny that it wasn't just me, my husband also. We came to the point where we wanted more. Not that we couldn't get everything in Jamaica, but we thought there are bigger highways to drive on. We thought there were bigger buildings to see, and this is just the physical aspect of it. But when you think about just achieving so much more in a first world country, and looking beyond that, where what can we offer? How can we serve our purpose also in a first world country.
Awesome. That is interesting. I like that. It's not because you ran away from something, but because you were going towards something more purposeful for to meet you where you are in life. That's good. So I'm just gonna ask. So coming here, of course, that was a period of transition. How was the transition like moving here from a different country? Was there a culture shock? For me, there was a bit of a culture shock, not so much because I was still young, right? So, but was there a culture shock? Were there things you needed to kind of adapt to in a new country that you're like, oh, I didn't expect this?
Well, for us, there weren't much culture shock because we visited Canada before several times, and that became a part of why we wanted to move here because we saw this country as one where we would love to build our family, to grow our children. And before migrating to Canada, we prepared ourselves mentally. I would also say financially and emotionally. It wasn't just preparing myself and my husband, we also prepared our children where we spoke with them, let them understand that we're going to transition from Jamaica to Canada and the things that they should expect, the difference for them. Seeing that they were small when we came here, my son was 5 years old, my daughter was 12. So it was more nurturing them, preparing them for the transition, for them to understand that you're going into a different environment. You're going to maintain your identity of who you are. However, you will also understand that you will adapt certain things. However, you'll maintain other things that you have learned, which culturally and also as a person, what our family stands for.
Wow, family values. That's very key, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I heard you talking about like healing journey. So was there a point in your life where you kind of said, okay, something has to change, or I have to, start this healing journey? Was there like that moment for you or season for you? Because I keep hearing you refer back to healing journey. So can you?
Yes, for sure. And that was the moment, Temi, when I realized that I need to live in my purpose. My words need to be more than what I'm saying. It has to bring action. And also, it was more than just me. It was also bringing other people into a safe space to find their purpose if they don't know their purpose. Some people, they're on the journey of discovery, self discovery. Some are on the journey of self identity. Some are also in the space accepting who they are. And that part, I wanted people to heal in the space, not just women. I thought it was necessary for the entire family because when we have strong families, then we have strong communities. And from the strong communities, then that can transcend to strong generations.
Awesome, yeah. Strong families, yeah. And it's so funny how now I see most the family unit is being attacked by things,
Yes,
and that's where it all starts from, right? When we
yes.
break that unit down,
Mm-hmm.
then everything, even the person becomes attacked. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome. Okay, so tell me about Unwind and Flourish.
Wow, thank you so much for asking.
Yes.
So, Unwind and Flourish is a space that is created to bring families together, to a space where healing can take place, a space where tools are provided that families can take away to improve their mental space, to improve relationships, and again, purpose. You're gonna hear the purpose a lot through this discussion, because it's all about also finding your purpose, moving from that space of survival to thriving. It doesn't matter what season you're living in, because life is not always going to be perfect. There are always going to be something that we're fighting against, or something that may be oppressing, or something that is stopping us in some ways. It may be just our minds that needs to be transformed.
Yeah.
And it's a space where also you understand that this is not where I'm going to be, even if life isn't how I want it to be right now. But it's a space where you understand that I can through heal through the different ways and tools that are provided. Yeah.
This isn't just a t-shirt, it's a declaration that I'm protecting my peace and I'm choosing rhythm over hustle. Yes, self-care is my birthright. And if you need to grab yours, you can go to our website, www.rtsbystandardgloria.com, and shop our t-shirt. Self-care is not a luxury, it's not a necessity, it's our birthright. And whatever self-care means to you, that's what it is. Cheers to protecting your peace.
Yes.
Okay, so say I come to you now as the CEO of Unwind Flourish, and I say, "Oh, Erica, I'm in this season in my life. I'm kind of right now accepting who I am, because I've discovered this is me, and I can't shy away from that." So how do you work with someone who comes to you like that and says, "This is where I am, but even in accepting, there are some things I'm still not able to let go of, or there are things I'm still not able to accept." So how do you work with that person? Just so we have an idea of how this works, right?
So the first thing, Temi, is to recognize that we're not perfect, even though we strive for perfection. I also encourage to spend some time to reflect, spend some time to meditate on your journey as an individual, the things that causes you to thrive, the things that you find you're disappointed about. Come to reality with all of those feelings of what you're going through. Understand what is happening. And through that process of meditation, if the person is a Christian, then I encourage pray, read your Bible, get your identity, know who you are. And if it is a situation where after doing all of that, still feel like I don't know who I am, I need help, then I suggest perhaps we need to take it a step further. You may need to get therapy. You may need to get additional help to get you to that space, to accepting who you are. If you need improvement through that process, of course, of therapy, that's the therapist's job. I'm just a wellness advocate.
Okay.
So I don't provide services of counseling. It's just advocating for wellness. Yes. So pointing you in the right direction. Yes.
So when you say advocate for wellness, like me, I'm a wellness advocate, and how I do that is through this, letting people share their stories and having that hub of women coming together to have that space where we can release things that have been on our minds and also uplift each other, because in community we can do so much more, right? So that's how I advocate for that, and also point you in the right direction and do some coaching with coaches, right? So how do you do that with Unwind and Flourish? Like, you're pointing people in the right direction. What else do you do as an advocate?
Okay. I'm happy you asked that question. So there are several ways. So I wrote my first book, An Immigrant's Odyssey to Canada. And this one speaks to resilience.
Okay.
Yes. It's available on my website and on Amazon. Also through Unwind and Flourish, an inspirational coloring book filled with quotes for adults. And
Yeah. So breathe. Everything is gonna be okay.
yes.
Wow.
And recently, 2 weeks ago, you attended my event, Breathe, Balance, Bloom.
Yeah.
And that space, it's a curated space where I had a psychologist coming in. I had a Bowen therapist coming in, speaking about some of the pains that we feel, the trauma that we've gone through, and how healing can take place through the vagus nerves. It's a whole thing,
Yes.
that sort of thing. I won't go too much into that. And we also had a panel discussion where we had the male the males talking about emotional stress, financial stress, because as mentioned before, this is for the family.
Yeah.
Because so often we women, we go to conferences, we read the books, we do all the things we need to do, we chat with our girlfriends,
Yeah.
we are on a journey of healing,
Yeah.
but then our husbands are left
I
behind,
know.
our brothers are left behind. They need to be in the conversation. So that was a part of the vision for Breathe, Balance, and Bloom, where the men also shared uh, the things they are going through and how they are overcoming. We also had other panelists talking about chronic illness, overcoming, and really coping through uh, illness. And also an acupuncturist speaking about how stress works with acupuncture and how it can be used to relieve stress. So that was a part of it. And also another amazing speaker talking about journaling.
Oh,
And yeah,
I enjoyed that part.
yeah, talking about journaling. And my coloring book also was introduced. There was supposed to be a session for coloring. That did not happen just because of it was so good. The program was so good. People were just captivated by the different moments.
Yes.
So I briefly spoke about coloring and using the tool to color, the coloring book to color, and the experience that you get from it, that calm feeling where those happy hormones are released when you practice mindfulness, because we're so busy, Temi, always just going on autopilot, always just doing. And it's about finding that time, that space to just be mindful, to focus, to be present in the moment, to enjoy what you're doing, to let your mind rest. So that was what the event was about, and we're continuing that conversation in September.
Awesome. I just want to go back to what you said about coloring, right? I'm a nurse, so we always love evidence-based things. And yes, I have seen that. I even tried one time a couple of months ago doing the coloring. It was good. I find I'm more of a journal girl, but I think it's still the same outlet, it's still the same mindfulness. So tell me, you said something about, you explained how coloring helps you come. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, for sure. My pleasure. So when we color, have you colored? You've done a lot of coloring before.
Yeah.
Yes. So you will notice when you start coloring, and I'll speak about my experience, and I know many others have this experience also. Your mind goes in a different place. There's this calm, there's this peace, there's this moment where nothing in the world matters.
Wow. Okay, I got a color now.
You got
I
to
got
color.
a color now.
You got to do more coloring,
I gotta
Temi.
do more coloring. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
That
So
is beautiful.
yeah, and the vision behind the coloring book also is that because we're always going and not practicing mindfulness, then this is one way that you stop, you pause. You do it with your family, you do it with your husband, you do it with your friends. Just a light moment.
Awesome. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
I am going. Well, women, we have to color. Let's practice mindfulness.
That's
okay.
right.
One last question. One more question. So, if there was a woman in the season, maybe she's trying to transition or she's come to that point. Okay, there is more for me. I think there is more for me. I need to know what that more is, but I need to start something. What would you tell that woman? What would you tell that person who might be listening to this episode? What would you tell that person?
I would tell that person it's important to be emotionally intelligent. Yes. To come to terms with your feelings, your emotions, identify them. Don't run away from them. Look them in the face.
I see you feelings.
Yes, whatever they are, fear, anxiety, disappointments, failure, a lack of self-identity, not having the right identity. And a lot of people, a lot of individuals think that my identity is wrapped in what someone else feels or think about me. No. It is who you are, who you were created to be. Be yourself, be the authentic you. Don't copy anyone. And if it is that where you are now is not where you want to be, you are becoming. Once you identify your feelings, your emotions, you get the help that you need, then you will move from surviving to thriving, and then you will walk in your purpose, because the world needs all of us, Demi. We're all unique. We have different gifts, we have different talents, and when we come to terms with who we are, then we become whole, and then we can offer ourselves to the world to make a difference, to make an impact.
Awesome. I'm blown away. Last question. What does it mean to be a well woman?
That's a powerful question. To be a well woman, it means it goes back again to being emotionally intelligent, and we can take it beyond that to be whole. It means to become who you were created to be. It means to impact lives. It means to change generations. It means to be balanced. It means to pour into yourself. It means to unwind. It means to flourish where you are, in whatever season you're in, because seasons, Tammy, they do change.
Oh my, yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Erica. This is so reflective for me, and I hope it is for you. Well, people, today was just so reflective for me. I think my takeaway is face those emotions. Don't run away from them. I've been guilty. I feel like I shove those emotions that I don't want to face because I feel like I don't know how I want to handle them. But today I'm taking with me, face those emotions, face those feelings. And I think by the time you face them, you can know how to get the help that you might need. And also, Erica just said something so beautiful. Flourish where you are, whatever season that you are, because seasons do change. So you might be in a happy season right now. Flourish there and get ready for another season, which might not be so good, but pour into yourself. Well, people, I cannot say that enough. I myself, I'm taking that with me. Pour into yourself, because without pouring into yourself, you can't have anything to pour out. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast today, and Thank you for watching, and please, I beg you, I love you all. Subscribe, like, and share this podcast. And yes, if you look in the link below, you'll see a link to get the coloring book, Let Us Practice Mindfulness. And you can also visit the RTS Living Store on Shopify. I hope you have a great week. See you next week.